You're always going on YouTube, it's How's the Gold here with my predictions for the Canadian Grand Prix that's happening this weekend. I apologise, this video is a little bit late, but I've been busy revising for exams, so nothing I could do about that, unfortunately. But anyway, let's get straight into a review. And this gameplay in the background, by the way, is me racist Michael Schumacher in the rain, doing a great job defending Michael Schumacher, in my opinion. Defending Alonso even, because I'm rubbish in the rain, so this is the best I could have hoped for. And also, Canada has got the best replay, I think, of any track when you watch it back, especially the World Champion chicane. That's pretty good. But anyway, into the review. For qualifying, I predict that Hamilton will come first, Rosberg second, and Vettel third. I predict this because Hamilton, I think, will have the edge about Rosberg, if that makes any sense. I think he's got the edge over Rosberg because he's won here 3 times. And I think Mercedes are going to get on the front row again because of their ultimate qualifying pace. But Hamilton, I think, is going to be advantage at this track. Despite Rosberg winning in Monaco and giving him a confidence boost, I think Hamilton will win at this track in the end as well. But qualifying, I think he'll come first because he just does well at this track for some reason. He made it 7 out of 7 different winners in 2012, and I think he'll be able to repeat his performance. And also want to make up for Monaco, where he basically just fell behind the Red Bulls and couldn't overtake them, unfortunately. I put Rosberg second because, as I said, the Mercedes are quickest in qualifying. They're like the new Red Bull qualifying in 2011, 2012. But Rosberg's obviously the other Mercedes left, so he's obviously going to get the second place. But I don't think it'll be too far, maybe 1/10 of his teammate. Just about that. I put Vettel third because he's always there and about in qualifying. He's always near the top. He's in the top 5 virtually most of the time, apart from when he doesn't set a lap. And I think that he'll come third because the Red Bulls dive into this track, but I think they'll lose so much speed on this straight that they won't have a chance of getting near pole, but they'll be pretty close. Put Alonso fourth because he'll want to make up for what was a sort of dismal Monaco, not just for him but for Ferrari and especially Felipe Massa in Monaco. So, I mean, he didn't do great. He was sort of sliding back through the field. He finished in the lower end of the points, unfortunately for him. And I think he'll be desperate to make that up in qualifying, get a good grid slot and just get through the race. He was leading here in 2012, but of course he fell back due to tyre degradation. 5th, I put Webber. 6th, I put Button. 7th, I put Raikkonen. I put them in this order because Webber's in the other Red Bull and he's not too bad around this track, but I can't see him doing well for some reason this season. I can't see him winning a race at all for some reason. I don't know why that is. I don't know if that's just me, but he's not really been up there for the win apart from Malaysia where he had it taken away from him. Unfortunately for him, I put Button 6th because this is like his special track, I think. He came from literally last to first here in 2011, I think it was. And he did pretty well to do that, and I think he's always been good at this track since. So I put him in the 6th place because the McLaren's not great, but he'll bring the car up and probably overachieve if I'm being honest. I put Raikkonen 7th because he doesn't have the good qualifying pace, unfortunately. And that's the sort of same Grosjean as well in the Lotus. They don't have the good qualifying pace. However, in the race they make up for that. 8th, I put Perez in the other McLaren. If you remember last year in the Sauber, he got a podium, which is completely above what was expected of him. And I think he'll be desperate to sort of improve at this track, especially with that this sort of track layout as well. I think suits his racing style a little bit more. It's a bit more ragged, a bit more on the edge, but if you get around, you go around pretty fast. I put Massa 9th and Grosjean 10th. Massa 9th because I think he'll still be a little low on confidence after what happened in Monaco where he crashed twice, and I think the World Champions will be waiting for him. However, I actually think that World Champions will in fact beat Romain Grosjean 2 or 3 times over the course of the weekend. I think he did too many mistakes in Monaco, and I don't think this track is going to help his cause whatsoever, especially with balls being as close as they are. And speed's travelling a lot faster than they are in Monaco, so there'll be more substantial damage, but fingers crossed he'll be okay. But I'll put him in 10th place because I think he's got the pace. He's extremely good or extremely bad, and I think he's going to probably crash out and get through to Q3, but he won't be able to set a time obviously, so he'll start 10th. But anyway, on with the race. Now in this race, I predict Hamilton will get the first place and the winner's trophy. Alonso second and Vettel, Rosberg third even. I put Hamilton first because I think he's got the pace to him around here despite Mercedes' degradation, like accusations and extreme degradation that they suffer. I think a test helped them out a little bit. And I think Hamilton's just got the pace around here and he's trying to learn to conserve his tyres, which is not easy in Mercedes. But I think he's getting there. I think he'll just about hang on for the race win from Fernando Alonso, who I think is just... He's going to make up for what was a really bad Monaco. He always does. Whenever he has a bad race, he always does pretty... Like, he does really well. For some reason, I don't know why. Malaysia, he crashed out. China, he won the race. Monaco had a dismal Grand Prix. Canada, he'll have a good Grand Prix. So I think he'll get second place ahead of Nico Rosberg. Now, usually you'd expect the one Mercedes to fall back with their tyres, but I don't think they'll do that due to this test that they've had. I think they've sort of solved that now and they're coming up to the back of the worst of teams in terms of degradation. I think with Rosberg's raw speed, I think they'll be able to actually make up places in the race. Well, he'll actually fall back one, but you see what I mean. They're just there. Rosberg's going to be in the podium because he'll be able to keep the raw pace throughout the Grand Prix. I don't remember having a good performance here originally, but hey, there's a time for everything. Vettel fourth, I put Raikkonen fifth and Webber sixth. I put Vettel fourth because I can't see him get on the podium. The only good result I remember him having is, well, there isn't really one. I mean, 2011, his dominant year, he spun it and he lost the win because of that and the last that. And I just can't see him, I can't imagine him doing that great here for some reason. I don't know why. It's hard to explain. It's just, the results don't say he does well. He may have a good race, but he'll end up paying for the price or something. We put Raikkonen fifth because he'll make up from his bad qualifying result, which is why he's gonna make up through the race. I remember he got fourth place here last year. I predict he'll get fifth place this year. I could be wrong. He may swap it out with maybe Rosberg to get a podium, but still, I think he'll definitely make up places in the race, providing he gets through the first corner. Webber sixth because once again he's not having the strongest season, and I think that basically he's going to be getting average sort of points all the way through the season, like consistency. He'll be probably in the top 6 in the championship, but I can't see him doing much better. With Perez seventh because once again he'll be high on confidence after his Sauber podium here last year, and the fact that he's driving a McLaren. I would say it's a faster car, but maybe not. Actually, it's faster than the Sauber, but compared to last year's Sauber, it probably isn't as fast. So I think he'll have a decent finish, making up one place in the Grand Prix. I put Button 8th in the other McLaren, if I can even remember that, because he's going to basically, I can't see why, but he's just, he has a good middle sector and good start, but it falls away during the last lesson of the race, the last stint of the race. Usually because of his teammate, which is why I put him one place behind his teammate. I put Massa 9th because I think he'll still be that low on confidence like it was in qualifying. I think his bad qualifying result will leave him sort of trading a little bit. And I put Jean-Eric Vergne in the top 10, not because I'm a Toro Rosso fan or anything like that, but because I think Grosjean won't be in the top 10 in the race because he'll crash out. And that will leave a spare gap for any of the teams, and Toro Rosso look like the on-form team in the midfield. Apart from possibly Force India, but I prefer Toro Rosso, so I've just put Toro Rosso in there. But anyway, this has been my review of the Canadian Grand Prix, or the preview even, my bad. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this gameplay as well. As I said, it's one that once in a very long time I'll get a gameplay like this in the rain. On expert mode as well, not to forget. But anyway, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out of here.